Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another terrific Tuesday. Welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, unapologetically Angela, and I know I've always said that I was extremely excited every time I introduce somebody that I'm talking to. But today, I think excited is an understatement because if you know or have been following for the month of April, I have been focusing on talking to parents and their children and just discussing their relationships, discussing their journeys together. And so I came up with a person and her tribe of girls who I have seen them go along their journey as an outsider, but never had an opportunity to sit and talk to her and the girls about what life has been like with their ups and downs. So I am really, really excited, overwhelmed to be able to have on my show people, have a tendency to ask her, am I her big sister? And her response is always, she's my only sister. So I will not introduce her as my little sister. I will introduce her as my sister. And my sister has given to me the next best thing from my children are my nieces. I take a lot of pride in being an auntie because I have and had fabulous aunties. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the ladies of the Cade Cartel. Hello, sister.
Hello.
Hello, nieces. Y'all, this is going to be interesting. So most people know my sister. This is Wendell and Cade, but I don't know if you all have met my nieces. So we're going to go in order. My eldest niece, tell them your name and how old you are.
I'm Jabaya and I'm 16.
16. Next.
My name is Caitlin and I'm 7 years old.
Okay. And hey, Lolo.
Hi.
How are you, Lolo?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. How old are you?
I get my ticket.
How old are you?
They're 2.
Thank you. So let's start with you, Wendell. Before we even just go to any background, how has it been being the mother of 3 girls?
It's been interesting. I honestly can say that I see some of myself in each one of the girls. And early on, I think I acknowledged the fact that it was potentially, I guess I would say, my plight in life to be the mother of girls. Mm-hmm. And so it became a mantra of mine to basically say, okay, Lord, this is what you've given me. Now give me what I need to be able to raise them to be young ladies, to be respectable young ladies, to, provide an example for them. And that's what I try to do every day. I mean, there are days I fall short just in my opinion of being a good mother, but I can't imagine right now my life without either one of the 3 of them. They all add something different. They all bring something different to the plate. They give something different to each other. They give something different to our household. And when one of them is missing, you feel the void.
So I don't know if you all follow my sister, but Lolo, being the youngest, has now become a media sensation with her conversations and things that she does. So it's gonna be a lot of that. So let's go as far as being pregnant with Maya. I remember some, but I don't remember some. At that point, you were not ill in any way. We were just young with a baby.
Correct. I was actually a senior at TSU preparing to walk across the stage. And
I'm sorry.
so,
Hold on one second. I'm in
no,
TT mode. Lolo, you need to stop that. That is not okay. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all. This is gonna be interesting. All right.
so let me back up. So in me selecting to go to TSU, I received, in my opinion, a lot of backlash because when I initially decided that was my route in life, you know, TSU was still that party school, and TSU was still that place where you didn't go to school and come out in 4 years. I did go to TSU and I did party. If Ashley is watching, she can tell you we partied, but we went to class, we did what we were supposed to do, and I came out in 4 years. The only reason I came out in December was because I changed my major. So fast forward, I was a senior in college, and literally I walked across the stage 7 months pregnant, but I got the paper.
Yeah.
And I felt like the day I graduated, my best friend was getting married. I was packing up a car and moving back to Memphis. Once again, 7 months pregnant, working 12, 15 hours in retail. And literally I came home and less than 2 weeks later, she was born.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and her being my preemie, Maya was really the one that kind of set the tone and set the stage for the next few years of my life. You know, it was a scary time. It was a uncertain time because Jemiah had a brain bleed when she was 4 days old. Back when I was pregnant with Jemiah, I wasn't considered high risk. So, you know, when you're not high risk, you're only going to the OB and actually seeing your baby a couple of times throughout the pregnancy. So with her, I had literally probably just seen the OB maybe 2 weeks before then, and that was going to be the last visual of her I was going to get until right before she was born. So I'm truly one of those people that believe everything happens for a reason. And I believe I went into preterm labor because Jemiah was going into distress and because she was going to have that brain bleed. Because without me actually delivering her, they wouldn't have known until it would have been too late, basically. There would have been some damage, you know. And so when I had her, it was oh, well, we don't know what damage will be done. We don't know what'll happen, but we'll see. At 6 weeks old back then in 2005, Jemiah was one of the first babies to be transported via helicopter to Lebanon to get a VP shunt. While Jemiah had that shunt, Jemiah was one of the first children and the only children that her doctor neurosurgeon was seeing at that time that never had to have a revision, never had to have a tap to that shunt. And let me back up and say, when I had my child and she was in the NICU and she was going through the things she was going through, my prayer was, Lord, let her go through whatever she needs to go through now to live a happy, healthy life. And so literally every day for almost 3 months, I was either at Methodist Germantown or at Baptist East when she got transferred in there with this child. Between me and Grandma Bean, we were there every day. Kangaroo care, holding her, feeding her. I wanted to be comfortable with it. I'm sorry, y'all. Lolo is in the dog cage. I wanted to be comfortable with everything that needed to transpire with her coming home. I didn't want to get home and not know how to care for my baby. I didn't want to get home and her not know me. So I made it a point to, they knew when I walked in the NICU, Jemiah was good. Y'all can go take care of the other babies. You know, one of the nurses, Miss Belinda Williams, was one of the people that we grew up with at Columbus. You know, she had known us since we were babies. And when she realized this was mine, Maya got moved into a private little room. She had a DVD player. She got to watch Finding Nemo. Yeah, I mean, she got sponge baths every day, and they was only bathing them every 3 days. So the angels had encamped around our baby to make sure she was gonna be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about baby number 2.
so baby number 2, my so fast forward, Caitlin was, I still say, a surprise. We knew we wanted a child, but by the time we decided to try for Caitlin, we weren't sure that it was actually going to happen. At that point, I had gone through chemo. No, had I gone through chemo? No, I hadn't. We just didn't know it was going to happen because, of course, it's not normal. And this is just me speaking. To me, it was not normal to meet a 30 plus year old man that didn't have kids. And then also here I am, lupus, body just kind of doing its own thing. And of course, ultimately, when I got diagnosed, it was pretty much like, that may or may not be what you need to do to your body again. So it was, once again, okay, Lord, we're going to put this before you. This meant to be, let it be. And literally before we decided to potentially go to the doctor and just make sure we were both healthy and both okay, I mean, within 7 days, here I am writing on the mirror before he comes home for work. I don't know what I said. I don't know if I said welcome home, daddy, or good evening, daddy, or something. But that was, so it was okay, Lord, thank you. I'm glad you let us keep this money in our pocket, and went on and gave us this baby. And so while we went through, so many ups and downs and peaks and valleys with Maya, here comes this one who is, Caitlin has never gone to the doctor for more than just a normal checkup, physical for school. I could probably only remember once or twice that she's even had a cough. So we get this one. And in the midst of that, that's when, Maya falls sick. Then I end up sick. So he knew we were going to have to redirect the focus again, even in the midst of being able to be blessed with my little chocolate drop, which is what I call her.
Okay, so let's just pause right there before we get to Lolo. So Maya, how has it been being a big sister?
Sorry. It's been fun, but it's also like really stressful because I have to take care of both my siblings almost every day, and I don't mind doing it. It's just there are times where I like to be by myself, but they don't let me. But
You like to be by yourself all the time.
But still, when I'm taking care of them.
What do you mean by taking care of?
When you guys.
Hey, we're not talking to you.
But see, when my parents are like out and they tell me to like make sure they're fed and they're all right. That's what I meant. But
so when you stay upstairs and leave them down here, okay.
Do you think your sisters listen to you?
Who? Which one?
Both of them.
Caitlin?
Yes.
Caitlin? Not really, but I guess she gets what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't really come out. It doesn't come out the way I want it to come out. I want it to come out nicely, but it doesn't. Honestly, this I'm being honest because I don't say it nicely. But
Okay.
Chloe, she listens. I mean, she's a baby, so uh, she listens. She listens to what I say, and if I tell her no, she stops. If I tell her she can have something, then she's fine. So
Okay. So, um, Caitlin, how do you feel about being the middle sister? How has it
I
been?
feel it's been great because I have two sisters that are really kind and they're both my siblings and I love them very much.
See, Caitlin, y'all, is my
And
175% girl, niece. Everything about her says girl. Even how she talks. So who
um,
gives you the most trouble, Caitlin? Maya or Lolo?
what'd you say?
Who gives you the most trouble or gets on your nerves the most, Lolo or Maya?
Lola.
What does she do?
So like every single morning, she might come in my room and she'll be like, "Get in, get in, get in." And so I'll be like, "No, I don't want to wake up. No." So that's the most thing that annoys me.
So she does what you used to do to Maya.
Mm. Okay, so girls, tell me this. How did you feel, or how can you explain one instance when your mom was sick and she was home? How did that make you feel, and what did you feel like you needed to do to help your mom feel better?
It made me feel sad, and I help my mom a lot because I know she's not feeling the best. So I love to take care of my mom.
What about you, Maya, especially being the big sister?
um, I guess when my mom was sick and not feeling the best, I would help out and make sure her food was heated up right, and if she had a blanket, her warm blanket with the remotes, yeah, the remotes, or she had her fuzzy socks because she likes to wear those. Yeah, make sure she was tucked in bed. I check.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I yeah. So yeah, I
Lola's
can help her.
Lola's cheerful and she will
I
like
can
come
help
in.
her.
Okay. Okay. So, Wendy, I know, but just because I know you, no, I know, and knowing you, some of those times when you were dealing with chemotherapy or your lupus was acting up, what was going through your mind knowing you had at least at one point two of them that required some attention?
Um, I'm not gonna say that I am just this overly spiritual person because I'm not. I definitely have a relationship with God, and I definitely know where my strength comes from. And not so much when I was diagnosed with lupus, but when the breast cancer came along, it was a lot like my prayer was with Maya. Lord, let me go through what I need to go through as minimal as possible so that I can still take care of my household, take care of my children. I was still working full time, you know, only maybe three or four people I worked with even knew what I was going through. So not so much as a save face, but for me it was always a game face. And I didn't want the girls to even see that there was a day when I wasn't feeling my best. I mean, with the lupus, it comes and goes. But with the chemo, I can honestly say that my experience was not like what I was expecting. I did not go through what I saw some of the same people that sat in that room with me. Like literally, there were several people that we started treatment on the same day, and we ended treatment on very close to the same day. And honestly, I feel like I walked in the same way I walked out. I didn't allow my mindset or my overall demeanor to change. And that's partially because I had the girls. I had a supportive husband. I had a mother that was there with me every treatment. I had a circle around me that was making sure I was eating, that was making sure things were done. So I didn't miss a beat. And I'm grateful for that. If nothing else, in everything that I have been through and me and my family have been through up until this point, anybody that really knows me will say that I'm grateful, because it could always have been worse. It could have always gone a different way. And I think for me, there were times, and I'm not going to say I hate to say this, but there were times when I felt guilty because I didn't experience what other people experienced. Right after I went through my battle, we lost an aunt to the very same thing. And to watch her decline and to watch what it did to her physically, it just, I went through a phase of, okay, Lord, why not me? I say this even to this day, I am not that special. I am not that great. I am not one of those people that's down on my knees and laying prostrate and speaking in tongues every day. That's not what I do. But I do get up with a spirit and a heart and a mind and a tongue of gratitude. And if anybody ever asks me, even if they don't ask me, I'm going to tell them where that gratitude comes from. But it still goes back to say, why me, Lord? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So let's get to Lolita. Let's talk about her birth.
Wash my hands. Wash my
We're not washing your hands right now, man. We're not going to wash your hands.
We're talking you being born.
So Lolita was the one that truly was the surprise. That was after chemo and after we had basically been told that it's not gonna happen. And very few people know this, but Lolita was a twin.
That is correct. That is correct.
So while we were preparing to even tell the world that Lolita was coming, we were trying to prepare ourselves for the fact that there was supposed to be two of them. And it was not just us, it was a you, it was a mama, it was a daddy, it was a granny, it was everybody trying to mentally prepare with how, why, what, I mean, what? And it goes back to, okay, Lord, you truly got a sense of humor. Because in all that we've been through, what we were not expecting or preparing for
were twins. Gosh. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Nana used to sit at the table and be like this. What are we gonna do?
I used to sit at the table and be like this. Jeremy and I was really like, okay, what are we finna do? What, I mean, we need a house, we need a truck, we need a double. I mean, it was just like instantly our minds went into overdrive because I don't know. still to this day, I say, okay, Lord, I thank you, because Lolita has given us enough sunshine for several of them.
That is
Because
correct.
Lolita was born on Daddy's birthday, his 70th birthday, which was what he wanted.
Yeah.
And I definitely believe that happened for a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could have dealt with two of them. But she is our ray of sunshine. I'm not gonna say she's not. She really is that loving. She wakes up with a smile. She wakes up hugging. You know, she's one of those that one of the first things she does when she sees me is she grabs my face with both her hands. It's just, that's her. And I really and truly believe she came along at a time when I really was kind of like emotionally, I don't know where I really was. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't. I didn't know how I felt. I really got to the point to where I felt stagnant. I felt stagnant emotionally. I felt stagnant in my career. I felt stagnant in everything around me. Everything had just become so, my husband always says, routine. And she, to me, was that dynamic I needed to shake that up.
Yeah.
Because with her, I never know what I'm going to get. You know, today I might get the hug in the face. Tomorrow it may get, I don't want to be bothered. And that's fine. Because usually when she don't want to be bothered, I don't really either. But she never gets far away. Because she's one of those that's going to put a hand or a foot or something on you so you still know she's there. And a lot of times that's enough.
Right.
So,
right. Lolo. Come here, Lolo.
Lolita is back.
What's your name?
what's your name? Chloe?
Name?
Chloe?
Chloe?
How are you doing today?
Good, I got my hair.
Yes, your hair. What's your sister's name?
Oh, it's your hair right there.
What's her name?
Maya?
What's her name?
Cannon?
Very good.
Maya? Mommy, Maya?
That's Maya. Who is that?
Kitty?
Yep, that's TT.
I love you, Shan.
Your baby.
You are the baby. Give
Chloe.
your mom.
Chloe.
That is correct. That is correct. Give your mama a kiss.
Mommy?
Give mama a kiss. Do you see your mama?
Mwah. Thank you.
So here's the last question. Maya, what does your mother do to let you know that she loves you? What is the one thing that she does that you really know, man, my mom loves me?
I would say when I was sick and in the hospital, in and out of the hospital, I would say those are the moments where I feel most love. But every day, I know my mom loves me. Like So yeah, this like the moments at the hospital and she going with me to my doctor's appointments and yeah, just motherly things.
Motherly. Caitlin, what does your mother do to let you know that she loves you?
My mom lets me know when she loves me. It's because she's always there for me, and whenever, like,
Motherly things.
Maya, no,
What are motherly things?
the thing that makes that makes me know that my mom loves me is she helps me do things and my homework. She helps me fold my clothes, and whenever I feel sad, she'll give me a hug, and she says it'll be okay. And whenever I'm sick, she'll come and give me hugs and puts me in bed, and I will have a wonderful mom.
Again, motherly things.
Jeremiah!
Thank you, Maya. Thank you. So, Wendy, we're going to end with you. I want you to just tell your girls at least one thing that you're very proud of them for.
Um, I am very proud of Jemiah for numerous things. She is actually thriving being at home in school. And of course, Jemiah was homeschooled even before the pandemic. And so to see how she has, number one, matured, how she has stepped up and does, care for her sisters. One of the things that I definitely can say is that when I'm not feeling my best, while usually Caitlin is the one that will come and constantly check on me and make sure I'm okay, Maya makes sure her sisters are taken care of. She's making sure they're fed. She's making sure they're bathed. She's making sure they're doing what they need to do. And she's doing all of these things without being asked. and it just, I'm just once again grateful to now say that little 3-pound baby that I held in the NICU 16 years ago is almost 17 and is flourishing and grooming and has beat so many odds and continues to do them. And I'm just proud of the young lady that she's becoming. I can't say that I'm not. She's not a teenager that's giving me a lot of problems. We have a little smart mouth every now and then, but I get it. But, other than that, Caitlin.
That's the Capricorn in her. Go ahead.
It is. Caitlin is my daughter that once again, Caitlin has her moments. Caitlin is truly that middle child. But even in her being that middle child, she's that nurturer. And she's really that nurturer for all of us. She's usually the first one that's going to ask you how your day was, ask you how you feeling, ask you, do you need anything? She will pop out of bed at night and ask her daddy before he can even hit the door good, because she's going to make sure everybody's okay. And I am just proud of the loving nature that she has and the affection that she shows and the fact that she's not afraid to show it. Yeah. Caitlin will, if she hadn't talked to you in a couple of days, she's going to say, hey, mama, I need to call Titi. I need to call Granny. I need to call Grandpa. I hadn't heard their voice. I need to be sure they're okay. And that's what she really and truly provides to our household and to our family. Lolo is just that, she's that unique one. Once again, none of us knew or thought that when Lolo entered the world, we would lose daddy so quickly thereafter. But to me, honestly, she provides that same spunk and spark that he did when he entered a room. You're going to know that Lolo was there while she's there and even when she leaves. And she is that, even when I don't know I want a hug, or even when I don't know I'm feeling in a funk, she's that one that I really believe knows it and knows how to come and just provide that moment of warmth that I always need. Like I said, I truly believe and am grateful that all three of them are in the household and that they provide what they provide. And I am excited and interested to see how they grow and where they go from here, because they are all three very different people from the top of their heads with this hair to the sole of their feet. They're very different, but like I said, they all have a part of me in them, and I can't help but love. And like I said, when they're not around, you definitely notice that they're not there. When Maya goes to Nashville, Maya's, it takes, sometimes it takes people being like, where's Maya? Right. Because once again, Maya is that quiet storm. She could be there the whole time, and the whole time she back there dancing. You don't even know she there. But after a while, you like, wait a minute, something missing. It's Maya. Caitlin gonna let you know she there, so she ain't gonna be in a room and you not know it.
Right.
Candle wax on the wall.
I thank y'all. I know we talk all the time, and I know we hang out, and I'm always the one bringing the papers and questions. But your dynamic is so different. A shout out to my amazing brother Jeremy. You got to be a strong man and live in the house with all these women. So I think that's why he went and got a puppy. But I'm proud to call him my brother. The way that he nurtures and takes care of these ladies. So a shout out to him. Wendell, I'm very, very proud of you. People always think that I'm the stronger one, but to have endured what you've endured in your lifetime and still come out on top, still, remain focused and faithful and prayed up and have beautiful girls. And you, like I said in the title, you all don't look like what you've been through, and y'all have been through a lot. And I love y'all. If you don't know that, y'all know that I love y'all. I can't even put words to it. So
we love you too.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I love you, Maya. Love you, Caitlin. Love you, Lolo, wherever you are. Bye, Wendy. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Caitlin has something to say.
Yes, Caitlin.
Yay. Goodbye.
Caitlin. Guys, thank you so much. That was so beautiful to me because, again, I love my sister and I know the things that she's gone through. I know just the journey that my nieces have gone through, watching their mother, having their own issues and surviving and going through life and still found ways to love on each other and make each other feel loved. That is what we do as human beings, especially people that know that we're connected by love. And we have enough hatred and foolishness going on in the world today. With a nice snapshot of justice today for George Floyd. I had to put that out there. Let's focus on love. Let's take care of our families. Let's parent intentionally. Let's love on our grandchildren. Let's love on children that we don't know. Let's develop relationships where you see a void. My sister and those girls are a true example that miracle and prayers do work. They do happen. So stay uplifted. Keep your family connected. Love on your people while you have time. Peace, love, and intentional parenting. I love you all.